Hello, everyone, and thank you for being here. My name is Amalia Piperaki, and today I'll be presenting my research titled Anchoring Change, Women in the Greek Shipping Industry. This research was conducted under Cambridge Center for International Research, and I had help with my mentor, Dr. Bethany Antunes, she's an MBA professor at LSE University. And I'll be discussing the systematic barriers women face in the Greek shipping industry and what can be done to change that. So, first of all, why does this topic matter? Greek shipping is a pillar of the global maritime economy, yet it remains stubbornly resistant to gender equality. Only 2% of seafaring roles are held by women globally, according to a 2020 European Commission report. What happens in Greek shipping is reflective of what we see in other male-dominated sectors like tech, law, or finance. And understanding these patterns helps us work towards an inclusive reform across all industries. So during my research, I revealed four core overlapping barriers that women face in male-dominated sectors. First of all, the glass ceiling, where women hit invisible limits despite their qualification. Second of all, the motherhood penalty, which is where motherhood or the potential for it leads to assumptions of lesser commitment for women. Thirdly, the flexibility stigma, where women seek remote work or family leave are viewed as less ambitious in comparison to their male counterparts. And fourth, the second generation bias, which is an unconscious bias embedded in systems that reward masculine coded behavior. For my research, to explore these issues, I used semi-structured interviews. I interviewed 6 women in leadership roles across Greek shipping industry, each with a range of 15 to 28 years of experience. I used semi-structured interviews and analyzed the responses using Braun and Clark's thematic analysis model, which I was instructed to by my mentor proposed it at first, and then we used it together. This is where the result is a set of consistent themes across their lived experience that were present throughout all of the interviews that I conducted. To get more in specifics, gender equality in action. As I previously mentioned, only 2% of seafaring roles are female. Despite being qualified or at times overqualified, women are often placed in assistant roles. One participant shared how she was constantly passed over for less experienced male colleagues. And these are systematic issues, not isolated incidents. Um, as I mentioned before, the glass ceiling was one of the key motives that I identified through interviews and through my research. So in Greece, women in shipping are clustered in support roles, usually in finance or HR, but remain nearly absent from seafaring leadership. Participant 2 in my research told me that we need to do double the work for the same recognition. In shipping, informal male networks and masculine leadership expectations create a persistent ceiling for women. And according to Greek Shipping News and a 2022 report, some firms report 0 women in seafaring leadership. Secondly, the motherhood penalty. The assumption that women will one day have children, or even already do, leads to professional stagnation. One woman told me she wasn't considered for promotion because she might go on maternity leave. Studies confirm this bias. According to Coral et al. A 2007 study, 43% of mothers report career regression after childbirth. Thirdly, the flexibility stigma. Requesting flexibility, whether for caregiving or for personal health, is interpreted as a lack of ambition. 1/3 of women who request flexible work report experience discrimination or stalled progression. This was found in a study by Hewitt and Luce, 2005. And one of my participants shared how even with a seniority in her shipping company, remote work made her look less serious and undervalued. And then fourthly, workplace discrimination. Harassment, unfortunately, is still a very big issue. One participant resigned because her formal complaint wasn't addressed. According to a 2023 research by NCBI, 1 in 4 women in male-dominated sectors report feeling unsafe or unsupported. Even in companies trying to improve, external perceptions and internal practices still diverge. Another key issue that I found through my research was the missing of role models. None of my participants reported having female mentors. This absence makes an advancement difficult and lonely at times. Research by Raging and Colton 1999 shows that mentorship can increase promotion likelihood by up to 15%. The gap in mentorship directly affects women's progress and morale in the shipping, in the shipping sector, but also across all male-dominated sectors. Um, Another topic that I found was second generation bias. So bias today is rarely overt. Instead, it appears in performance metrics and leadership expectations. Traits like empathy or collaboration are undervalued, while assertiveness, traditionally seen as male, um, is rewarded. Women are criticized for often being too soft or too harsh. This is a double bind. This double bind leads to burnout and stagnation. Um, Another key factor that I found was inadequate company practices. None of the companies represented in my research and in my interviews had career development programs for women, which was an issue often highlighted by my research participants. Um, as one participant put it, we don't have workplace practices that help women succeed. This void contributes to low retention and promotion. Support systems simply don't exist in many parts of the shipping world, as it is known as a male-dominated field, so there is no need for these practices. So what does work? Strategies that work. The good news is that we know what works. Research from McKinsey 2015 found that targeted leadership programs increase female leadership by 28%. Solutions include mentorship and sponsorship, flexible work practices, gender sensitivity workshop, and transparent evaluation criteria. Organizations like WISTA, which is Women in Shipping Association, a Greek-founded organization that is now has worldwide recognition, already offer some of these resources. Um, so um, starting to support and building organizations that support women in male-dominated fields is a start. So one of the reasons that I wanted to focus on shipping is because it is something that I know because I'm from Greece and my family is involved in this sector, but I wanted my research to be applicable in other sectors as well that are male dominated. So lessons for other sectors, because these patterns are not exclusive to shipping. Similar dynamics exist in engineering, law, and finance. The Greek shipping industry is just a case study for how deeply embedded these issues are and how transferable solutions can be across diverse industries. Intersectionality in maritime careers. Another important dimension is intersectionality. Women in shipping, of course, are not all the same. Those from minority, ethnic, lower socioeconomic, or younger backgrounds often face intensified discrimination. Policy and practice must acknowledge this layered identities to truly create inclusive environments. But change isn't solely a woman's responsibility. Male allies, especially those in senior roles, play a crucial role in challenging norms and dismantling systematic bias. One participant stressed the support for male leadership made a tangible difference in her advancement. So the same solutions that apply for women's advancement in the maritime sectors apply for uh, male their male allies as well. fostering mentorship, sponsorship, flexible work practices, gender sensitivity, transparent evaluation criteria should be applied across um, all genders and all fields. Some policy recommendations. So based on my findings, I recommend three key policy interventions. Number one, enforce transparency in hiring and promotion. Number two, offer equal parental leave to combat bias. Number three, fund targeted leadership and mentorship programs for women across all level and across all fields. So let's take this to a global level. When we look globally, some countries like Norway and Sweden provide strong models for maritime gender equality. The IMO, which is the International Maritime Organization's gender strategy exists, but lack consistent implementation. Learning from best practices globally can help accelerate local progress. And now I wanted to share one case study, one like little glimpse from an interview that I conducted, that I think illustrates many themes of my study. So participant two, a highly qualified chartering manager with over 25 years of experience, reported workplace harassment, and she described very vividly how the leadership failed to act. She was told outright that she would be promoted, that she wouldn't be promoted because she might eventually have children. Ultimately, after a lot of thought process and internal dilemmas, she decided to resign. This story, unfortunately, is not an outlier. It is emblematic of how systematic barriers and cultural attitudes drive talented women out of the industry. And I remember her mentioning how the she was she was working at a place where she was very passionate and she really liked the work that she was doing, but unfortunately, because of the gender bias, she was forced to be dragged out of an environment that she liked and enjoyed working in. So my final takeaways. This issue isn't a woman's ability. It's systematic design that is embedded through years and years and years of gender bias. Inclusive change must be structural and deliberate. When companies implement the right policies, everyone benefits. Innovation improves, retention increases, and leadership becomes more and more representative. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope this research encourages both reflection and action, and I'm happy to take your questions now.
Thank you very much, Amalia. This was a very insightful presentation. Um, One of the things that I really loved about this presentation was how you brought up that equality is not only a women's issue, which it is seen as many a times. And you talked about how male allies can also make such a big contribution. And you targeted this topic, this issue of gender inequality in particular field of shipping and discrimination from such different angles. So you very uniquely captured different perspectives. So that was really great. And I'll open the floor for questions. And till then, maybe in the meantime, you can tell me more about your personal experiences. What got you to work on this topic? Because you briefly mentioned that you are from Greece and your family also has a background in the similar field. So, are there any personal experiences that you would like to share that led you to this research work?
Yeah, so what actually led me to conduct this research was an internship that I conducted in a shipping company. And while I was working there, I witnessed firsthand the systematic imbalance that was happening around me. I witnessed the um, like small percentage of women in comparison with the male percentage in the same company, the attitude towards women, some informal or even formal jokes that were made. And I witnessed this systematic bias and imbalance, and I wanted to further explore it. And that's why I applied to CCIR to further explore it.
Amazing, amazing. What do you envision yourself doing after this project? How are you going to contribute to more to this field if it is something that is in your mind?
Yes, because I personally want to work in the shipping industry once I complete my studies. I want to work in an industry where women and men have equal opportunities. There is no gender bias. So I want to continue advocating for gender equality in shipping, and not only in shipping, in all male-dominated industries. And because I want to work in an industry where there's equality, and where I can feel safe and I can feel valued. Um, so now that I'm headed to university, I strive in joining a lot of women empowerment groups, women empowerment clubs that are focused in advancing gender equality in male-dominated sectors. And I hope to continue striving for that.
Amazing. That's very inspirational. You are trying to build a reality, a future that you want for yourself, and that takes courage. And you're doing it through such a powerful tool that is research work. So, congratulations on that, and I wish you the very best for the future. I don't think we have any open questions at the moment, but I really appreciate the research work you presented. It was very good and very detailed.
Thank you very much.